Right, and imagine the motivation for a guy like Kriketsi, who used to play with Eki on a Sixes team back in 2013, sees him win the championship, was the igniting inspiration to get him to go back into competitive Chell, and he finds himself, 300 days later, competing against him now. I mean, this is a storybook situation here. Imagine Kriketsi eliminates the world champ to go to Vegas.
And naturally, these stats are not too far off. I know the power play numbers are, big, but the sample size is small. Kriketsi can certainly hold his own against Eki, can't he?
Yeah, absolutely. Look at those face-offs, 65%. We're going to see a lot of good opportunities in front, especially on those power plays. If he's able to get a couple decent opportunities, tie up the center, maybe we'll see a couple quick goals like we did in the last game.
All right, take us through these rosters now as well, guys, because they're going to be important in this game, right? The depth of the teams, the draft strategies, we're going to see them come into play, Smasher, here, and some big guns in this game could make a difference.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy seeing these lineups. Kriketsi with the #2 pick in the entire draft. Obviously, Sidney Crosby could be that difference maker, especially we saw last game, Ovechkin, Tarasenko, those guys were the difference maker. Maybe Crosby and Hornquist can be the same for him.
Eki's lineup, meanwhile, again, he knows how to play this game. He knows how to utilize this lineup. Austin Matthews was his first pick.
Yeah, Matthews, Scheifele, Aho, and Eichel. Those were his first 4 picks. Now, he has Aho on the right wing there, but he deliberately picked centers. Now, his face-off percentages are not that great right now in the tournament, nor were they in qualification, but he did this specifically to try and give himself the best possible advantage at the face-off dot because he wants that possession as much as possible.
All right, well, enough talk. It is time for Game 1. Kriketsi, Eki. The winner of this series is going on to Vegas. It all starts, though, with the first game. Let's see what happens.
There's Kriketsi. What an opportunity in front of him here. Eki has said that everybody has been sending him messages. Play me at Chell, play me at Chell, play me at Chell. Well, now Kriketsi has the opportunity to eliminate the world champ from this tournament. It will be Kriketsi in the Colorado Avalanche uniforms and Eki in the Leafs uniforms. Kriketsi said of Eki, he's the world champ. He's very hard to beat. He's a nice guy. He loves playing against him. Eki said of Kriketsi, he's the new player. Haven't heard of this guy much since last year, and we were teammates, but he rose up very fast, and he called it impressive. As we're in the first period of game number 1, Faisal mentioned it, the winner goes to Vegas. The loser goes home. Huge matchup right here in the semifinals. Both of them monumental. Has the puck, does Eki. Eki. Eichel to Matthews. The U.S. Express on his roster. Meanwhile, Crosby to Hornquist. Burns from the point. Eki. Great pass to Matthews. Loses it. That will be a penalty.
And here comes Eki early. We saw his power play percent before this game. Very, very strong. It's in the mid-60s. He gets his first power play of the game very early. You know he's going to be going all out to get that first goal on the board.
Both of them deliberating, thinking. The first power play will go to Eki. Eki has been absolutely lethal on the power play. Perfect so far in this tournament. Will that continue? Ristolainen has it for Kriketsi to Little. Nice stick lift there, but Eki able to corral it. There's McAvoy. McAvoy up to Hoffman. Hoffman across the blue line to Stone. Mark Stone still has it. A little dangerous there, but able to get away with it is Kriketsi. Kriketsi has it again into the neutral zone. Lead pass to Pavel Buchnevich. Possibly the first time he's touching the puck in this entire tournament is Pavel Buchnevich for Kriketsi. Eki up to Charlie McAvoy. McAvoy leading the rush in this instance. Little will take it, and that might be costly here as we got a partial break. Oh, Werenski gets back in time, looking for that one-timer, won't find it, so dodge the bullet there.
One thing we know about Kriketsi, very adaptive. He said, you know, it's going to take some time. He'll have to get into his flow. Maybe the first couple periods here, he'll be on a bit of a disadvantage, but once he kind of gets the feel for how Eki plays this game and his style going into this tournament, he'll be able to make some adjustments to get back on top.
McAvoy to Stone. Eki mentioned this was a Hansolino tactic from last year that Eki picked up. Stone has an opportunity here, looking for the one-timer attempt, possibly, keeps it in the corner, back to Scheifele behind the net, thinking about the wraparound, but instead passes it to Stone. Stone behind the net. To Nudivara at the point. Nudivara almost dances through the defense. Pinned up against the boards. Crosby has it to Hornquist. Hornquist lead pass to Patrick Kane. Patrick Kane for Kriketsi in the Avalanche uniform. Passes it to Theodore. Kane back to Domi. To Kane. Behind the net is Patrick Kane. Max Domi has it now. Kane to Laine. The one-timer doesn't go. Back comes Eki. Pominville. Nice stick lift. Gets the puck back in the offensive zone, and it proves to be fruitful. Eki scores with Jason Zucker.
Wow, what a stick lift from Eki. You don't see that very often, especially in the offensive zone. He was able to make a stick lift. That's a game-changing play right there. Easily, he could have just ignored that, you know, decided to sit back. He decided to get extremely aggressive, play a little defense in the offensive zone, and that results in a goal in his favor.
Opens the scoring with 5 minutes left in the first period. Does the world champ and a lead pass? And he will get, there will be no, I thought that might have been a trip there. No, in fact,
not a
great
tripping with the goalie. He decided to manual goal, and you know what Eki was thinking there? He was going to go for the one-hander if he didn't control his goalie. You saw him control it. He tried to wait as long as physically possible on that left side, wrap it around the goaltender. Unfortunately, barely gets a stick on to trip him up.
Goaltender well out of his crease on that play, as well as you saw the lunge.
That's a big flying poke check, as we call it.
I love the flying poke check. I am a big proponent, I will say. It never works for me, but that's fine. Here's Kriketsi with the puck in the offensive zone. And again, Eki able on the counterattack, looking for that pass, won't find it there, but another drawing of a penalty.
This is all Eki right now. These stick lifts are coming in huge. He's doing it in the offensive zone and the defensive. That one was sitting on the blue line, almost a keep-in by Kriketsi. Unfortunately, not enough, and that's going to lead us to another golden power play opportunity for Eki.
2 minutes for tripping. Time of the penalty.
As soon as Kriketsi decided to play competitive Chell again, he ended up winning a local tournament early on in his tenure, and that motivated him to continue grinding and just get to that elite level, which he clearly is at by qualifying for this tournament and making it as far as he has. Getting to the dance against the world champ. Here's Stone. Back to Charlie McAvoy. To Scheifele. Stone will score. He was at the doorstep unattended, naturally.
Wow, yeah, sitting there wide open. It's all Eki right now. You see the odd man rushes. It's again and again. He's had a breakaway already this game. Couple 2-on-1s, 3-on-1s. I don't know what is going on with Kriketsi's defense, but Eki is certainly taking advantage.
This definitely speaks to the goaltenders as well. And another chance there. Carey Price makes the save. Carey Price was actually the first goaltender drafted in the European Regional Draft. He went 7th round to Kriketsi. And Price, of course, widely regarded as, if not the best, one of the best goaltenders in the game. But talk about the goaltender sort of strategy in terms of drafting a goaltender win.
Yeah, most of the guys in this tournament, they focus on just getting the highest overall of this draft. We saw Carey Price obviously go #1. He is the highest overall goalie. But the thing is, a lot of it comes down to their ability to manual goalie. It's more of a mental game than the actual stats within the game. You see a lot of times, Crick, obviously, Eki had a breakaway already. He hit him with the flying poke check. It's basically a game of rock, paper, scissors. You don't know what your opponent's going to do. You don't know when you need to counter it. But we can see Eki, he's had a couple chances. Kriketsi with the good goaltending so far.
Faisal, I stepped on your time to talk there. I owe you dinner now.
Deal.
Second period underway. 2-0 for Eki. As we move along here in the semifinals, Eichel. Nice hit there to bump Eichel off the puck. Matthews has it now for Eki. McDonough in hot pursuit. A nice pass to Eichel, but actually intercepted by Kriketsi. Down 2-0. McDonough has it now. In the neutral zone to Sidney Crosby. Sid will hold on to it. To Burns at the point. Takes a quick shot. Doesn't make it through. Meanwhile, it's Aho to Matthews. Matthews has it now. His stick is lifted. Aho. To Werenski, back to Matthews. For Eki. Oh, Aho! Missed the one-timer. Back comes Kriketsi. 14:40 to go in the second. Hornquist has it. The shot misses the net. Back comes Eki. The champ with Stone. Stone looking for McAvoy, who was streaking in through the hash marks. Couldn't find him, however. Kriketsi, meanwhile, can't make anything of it, so it will be Eki once again. Back and forth action in this second period. Back skating doesn't work in this instance for Eki. It will be Kriketsi with Domi now. Domi, L2 looking for that one-timer to line 8. Almost found it. Domi again at the doorstep. But again, goaltenders doing their jobs right now. Speaking of goaltenders, you mentioned it earlier. The first goalie drafted by Eki was Marc-Andre Fleury in the 15th round. He waited the latest to draft a goaltender, did Eki.
And it's interesting because he's not actually using that goaltender. He's opted to use Vasilevsky instead, meaning that goaltenders, especially in this tournament, it doesn't matter as much as you would think. He opted for even a later draft. It was one of his final picks, decided to pick up Vasilevsky, and it's paying off for him.
We had a chance to speak with many of the players regarding the regional draft, a unique feature here in the NHL Gaming World Championship. A lot of praise for the draft, and especially the draft pool. There were about 280 players, roughly, that were involved in the draft that the players could pick. They got the sheets in advance to be able to study the players. And a one-timer attempt there by Eki. He doesn't find the mark. But the rosters are definitely, you can tell in just comparing them, they're very well balanced.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's key to note, not every single player in the NHL is in this draft. Obviously, we're missing some bigger names there. The reason for that, they wanted them to be nice and even and also have a little bit of variety. So we have every overall with 94 overall, McDavid being the highest overall cards. There are cards on the fourth line all the way down to 77. So you have a good mix of those top-end, lower players. It makes a big difference who you put on the ice during those crucial moments.
And there are several players from every single NHL team represented. On Kriketsi's team, there are 17 NHL teams represented and 18 for Eki. Ristolainen for Kriketsi at the point. He needs 2 goals. Scheifele has it for Eki, brings it back. Scheifele, dangerous opportunity. Hoffman make but the save there for Kriketsi. Back comes Eki. Eki scores! Running away with it is the champ.
Tell you what, another big stick lift as he entered the zone resulted in that goal. What a play from Eki. The stick lift usually not utilized a ton in this game. He is using it to his advantage on every single one of his goals. That led to a golden opportunity wide open in the mid-slot.
You gotta wonder if that's a strategy that Eki was keeping secret for the GWC, just in the sense that I know we've only seen it twice, but you gotta keep an eye on it at this point because Eki definitely, that rings off the bar right there. Eki definitely the type of person, Nasher, that stopped streaming after he qualified. Here's an opportunity, not quite for Kriketsi. He stopped streaming to stay secretive with his strats going into the GWC phase.
No secret, though, about his play. We know he's good, and he is showing that in this first game of the first semifinal, a dominant 3-0 lead after 2 periods. A lot of stick lift, and we'll talk about that after the game, but right now, Kriketsi needs something to lift his spirit and lift his game. One period left to try to get back in game 1 of this semi-final.
Well, I'll tell you, lifting of Kriketsi's spirits will not be achieved by lifting of his stick that Eki has been so well to do. That was amazing. Put that in the Broadcast Hall of Fame. Hashtag esports, baby. I love it.
Wow, yeah. Truthfully, though.
Self-praise, eh? Self-praise
No,
for
we're not going to mention it today.
We're just going to move on, Nasher. Let's move on, Nasher. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Let's focus on Eki's gameplay here. The stick lift coming in huge for all 3 goals. Like you said, he's been keeping this strategy a secret. He's a big streamer, obviously starting to stream every single day. Following the win of last year in Vegas, he decided, hey, I'm going to cut this off. I'm going to focus on my game, not let anyone else see it.
Eki and Kriketsi both, as I come back down to reality for a second here, Eki and Kriketsi both actually competed in club tournaments this year. Eki with the Washington Capitals and Kriketsi with the Tampa Bay Lightning. So both of them have spent time in the United States this year competing in Chell.
Yeah, we got to admire all the teams that are hopping on board to make NHL 19 what it is. This game's starting to grow a ton. Tournaments are spreading like wild, and hopefully we will see many, many more going into next year.
You and I having an opportunity to work in a place that may or may not be important to you, with the Columbus Blue Jackets. Very well run tournament, though. Shout out to the top to bottom for that organization. And another power play for Eki. He just seems to be drawing penalties at will.
Yeah, and that's right there. We saw him go into the back skate. We've seen that again and again this tournament. And a lot of guys, if you don't know how to perfectly defend that, you'll pay the price. Right there, we saw him do it again. He's on the power play and sets up a great play off the draw.
Well, Price makes sure that Kriketsi doesn't pay even more of a price. He's down 3-0 in this game right now, but Price making the save there. It is 3-0, third period, 14:44 to go. Eki does have the power play. He has been absolutely dominant while having the man advantage. Werenski at the point, you can just see his style of play to keep the puck. I mean, I call him the hashtag Corsi God for a reason. Had to get one in there in this broadcast. I promise only one. Eki still has it, though, but the puck possession is just incredible. Just that opportunity there, Nasher. Just the idea that he's able to create that space. And look at this again. Another chance. 3 players in front of the net there, but Price bailing Kriketsi out.
And we got to say, his draft strategy actually worked out really well here. He wanted to focus on getting good centers there. Another goal. It comes from the power play. It comes from getting the puck off of the draw. He drafted 4 centers for this reason. And, of course, huge lead in this game. It's incredible what he's able to do.
Okay, let's say you're coaching Kriketsi. What are you telling him right now?
Listen, this game, it's not over yet. We saw earlier, Super being down 4-0 to play. He fought back, made it 4-3. There's a chance, Eki could give up some soft goals. We just got to give Kriketsi a chance to really bounce back. 1 goal and the whole game can change. A couple quick ones here and there, but right now it is all the world champion Eki.
Now, you talked about centers and the way that Eki drafted centers in the first 4 rounds of the draft. Meanwhile, Kriketsi drafted Crosby in his first overall pick, but then didn't draft the natural center until the 11th round. So I wonder if that is coming back to haunt him at this point, as McDonough has the puck a save there for Eki.
He also was the first person in the entire draft to pick a goalie. He picked Carey Price in round 7. No one else was even close to that. A lot of people waited until round 8. Some even waited until rounds 20 plus to pick their first goaltender. So maybe that is coming back to bite him.
Domi has the puck for Kriketsi in the offensive zone. Another stick lift. Working in both ends of the ice for Eki. McDonough from the point misses the net. Landeskog corrals it, however. Still has it inside the face-off circle. Back to Burns at the point. Top of the face-off circle. Tries to unload the puck. Can't find the net. McAvoy for Eki. Eki still in his zone. Happy to possess. He leads 4-0 with just over 8 minutes left. Stahl muscled off the puck. And that will be whistled down. Kriketsi's captain, of course, Sidney Crosby, assistants Brent Burns and Gabriel Landeskog. Eki believes he has a top 3 team in this tournament. As we mentioned, speed was his only real concern. Dangles there. Vasilevsky definitely not a concern for Eki right now. Pominville. Great movement to create space there. Opting to go for the one-timers. We will see a lot. We saw that last year in the GWC Nasher. Explain to people who might be seeing this for the first time why they might take that one-timer approach as opposed to what you would believe to be the best opportunity for the shot.
Yeah, you're looking for obviously high scoring opportunities. In this game, you'll see a lot of players that cut across the middle. They'll shoot top corners. You'll see one-timers and one-handers on breakaways as well. There's a couple goals that they'll go in more often than not. But the thing is, these players know perfectly how to defend that. So they know how to counter it. They know where to poke check, when to hit. And it's kind of a mind game. You got to decide, hey, am I going to step up, take a risk, and make this defensive player? I'm going to sit back and just watch him do his thing. You see a little bit of both in this game. Eki with complete control.
Speaking of Eki, after winning the tournament and going pro and focusing on Chell, he, months after the first GWC, decided he wanted to propose to his girlfriend. And it was a pretty romantic way that he did it. Hang on a second here. Kriketsi's on the board. Put that story on hold as Damon Severson gets Kriketsi on the board.
4-1. Hey, you know what? It's good that he at least got a goal. If he's not able to come back in this game, he'll have a little bit of momentum going into the next one. 3 goals, still a large amount to surmount. It looks like we did get a timeout from him there, so he's going to catch his breath a little bit. You can see he's picking a new song maybe on the playlist, getting himself in the zone. We'll see if that comes up for him.
Picking a new song just like we did here at the GWC this season. All new soundtrack.
I do like the songs.
Yeah, you do like the song.
Really
no
like
loyalty from you from season 1. that is pretty apparent. We've been talking about that. It's pretty funny. Great crew from top to bottom here, of course. Face it, Battle 5 putting on a terrific tournament. Thus far, we're here at the European Regional Finals. It's 4-1 now. Eki letting in a rare goal in this tournament so far for him anyhow. As Kriketsi looking to build on that momentum, but it might be too little too late here with only 50 seconds to go in the third period. But might be playing for pride a little bit here, maybe get a couple shots on net, build a little bit of that confidence going into game number 2. Not out of it just yet.
Kriketsi obviously really looks up to Eki and his play style. He's going to learn a lot from this first game, and like I mentioned towards the beginning, he does have a very adaptive style of play, so it's going to take him some time to get used to each other. Maybe this first game was kind of a learning opportunity for him. Going into the next game, he kind of knows what Eki's up to. He knows his one-timer strategy. He knows to expect a lot of stick lifts.
Yeah, that's a strategy we definitely want to monitor and see if Eki continues to use that. He has been using that to success so far in this game. A shot saved there. 16 seconds to go. By the way, he proposed with rose petals. He wrote, "Will you marry me?" in rose petals. And she said yes. So.
And I'm assuming having $50,000 for a ring was also helpful.
I don't know if he was thinking about it at the time, but Basil, that's probably a nice chunk of change to buy a ring with.
And he looks to be on his way, at least from one game, back to Vegas. Maybe another $50K, maybe another gift for the soon-to-be wife as well. A dominant 4-1 win for Eki in Game 1 of the semifinal against Kriketsi. Now, sure, we need to talk stick lifts, okay? Because for the casual player like myself, stick lifts often lead to penalties, and they lead to disasters, and it's something you want to do so much because it feels like it can be so effective, and when done right, it can be, but when done wrong, it could cost you a whole lot of things. We saw it lead directly to the first goal. It led to a power play that led to the second goal, and led to a third goal as well. As we see the highlights of this game, why is this such an effective strategy when done right?
Yeah, it's a high-risk, high-reward kind of play. You know that if you're just a little bit misaligned and you stick lift, you're going to catch their glove, you're going to catch them in the wrong spot, and that's going to result in a penalty. Eki knows exactly when to do it right. You see his fiance on the screen there cheering him on as well. Every single goal was a result of the stick lift. He knows what he's doing, he knows how to do it, and look at the smile on his face. You can tell his plan is going to perfection.
I really feel like that's his strategy. I feel like it's deliberate because everything that Eki does is just part of the master plan. So I think the stick lift, if I were to guess, he's been practicing. He's been trying that out, and he's using that as the secret weapon, and it's so far so good.
And you got to get the timing down just right. Hey, it's almost time for our next game. While that is getting set up, here's a quick word from one of our sponsors. Kriketsi is one of the newcomers to the EU Regional this year. He finished first in the PS4 qualifier after taking a 5-year break from playing NHL. Meet Kriketsi.
It means a lot to if I qualify to Vegas. It's like so hard from Europe. There is so many players. I can like say 6 names right now who is like very hard to beat. So if I qualify, it will be a miracle and very big thing for myself. If I win $50,000, I will just save it and use some of it to new car.
We heard him mention the word miracle. It might take that to get back into a series against Eki, but hey, he's here for a reason. Let's see what he brings to Game 2. It is time to start the second game of the series between Kriketsi and Eki.
Kriketsi actually had more success in qualifying this year than Eki did. He actually, they both lost 2 games. However, Eki lost 2 games in the final series against Hanselino. This was in the seeding in order to pick your, to create the order at which they picked in the regional draft. Kriketsi only lost 1 game to Sage in their 3-game series, ended up winning that series, went on to face Playmaker and won him online as well. Of course, there are big differences from playing online in the comfort of your own home and playing here on such a grand stage like this, but that is impressive for Kriketsi.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of where Eki has the advantage. He's been here before. He's played on the big stage with the lights on his face, cameras everywhere. Obviously, with Kriketsi being kind of a new guy on this scene, only playing competitively really for the last year, it's tough to come into a big tournament like this without having done it before.
Kriketsi's team, if you were to put the rosters that they picked in their respective GWC Chell rosters and take their real stats from the NHL this past season, Kriketsi would have had 403 goals on his squad versus Eki's 367. In fact, he dominates in pretty much every single area except for plus-minus, a minus 47 for his roster in the real NHL versus a plus 16 for Eki, which might or may not be a fact. That might just be a fun little tidbit. But the way that they're playing right now, you can certainly see why that is the case.
Absolutely, and looking at both of the lineups, a lot of guys in this tournament, they looked at Eki's lineup. They didn't think he necessarily had the best one, but I think for Eki right now, he's playing to his strengths. He knew exactly how to draft. Like you mentioned during the last game, it's all mind games with Eki. He's one of the strongest mental players here. Everything he does, it seems to have a reason to it.
Game number 2 is set to begin. Eki victorious in Game 1, looking to pull off his 2nd consecutive sweep in the semifinals, and a win here would book him a ticket to Las Vegas, and the only thing to sort after that would be whether he takes home $5,000 and a guaranteed entry into the Final Four or a 2nd place play-in, but still a trip to Vegas. Let me add on that, actually. You mentioned that some people would look at Eki's roster and not necessarily be overwhelmed or impressed by it. Why is that?
I mean, you look at it, and it's not like Consolino's team where you look at, obviously, Connor McDavid, the difference maker. When you look at Eki's lineup, there's not necessarily that standout guy. Obviously, he has some good players. He's got Eichel, he's got Matthews, he's got Aho, but there's not that standout guy. And for Eki, he's more of just, I'm going to move the puck with whoever I can and find space wherever I can. We saw him do it in the last game, and we'll see if he can do it again.
Now, face-offs were definitely important. He's mentioned that to us as well. Matthews, Scheifele, Aho, Eichel. Aho is using on the wing right now, but definitely some heavy-duty centers. But he did not activate the face-off master synergy. Are you surprised by that?
I am. I mean, he has, maybe it's because of the centers that he got. He probably drafted the best possible centers available during the draft. Not all of them necessarily.
And Nicole! How about that? Eki getting on the board first, and it is Sebastian Aho, one of the centers not playing there, but it is Carlson and Matthews with the assists.
Wow, would you look at that one? He went in nice and tight. He got the backhand, forehand, backhand to bury it. Kriketsi there, shaking his head in disbelief. He just scores every time he has a good opportunity. It ends up in the back of the net.
You can't give him any good looks. So let's take a look at it one more time here. And it's just, I mean, it's like clockwork. Anytime he gets dangerously close like that, he just knows exactly what to do, and he's able to bury the puck. And that's exactly what he did there.
There's not a ton of space there. You know, for the average player online, they're going to have that opportunity, 5, 6 times a game, never going to bury it. He gets his first one of the entire game, probably even his first decent opportunity on net, and it's in the back of it. He's up 1-0 early. We've still got plenty of time, obviously, for Krik to come back.
53 seconds.
So Eki's on the board first, early in the first period, picking up where he left off in game number 1. Burns now for Kriketsi. To Kane. Oh, Crosby had an open net there. If you just get the puck, but couldn't, a little bit out of reach. Carlton celebrating in the bottom right corner. For what reason? I guess because Toronto's winning. I'm not sure why. Carlton just, threw his fist in the air. They're not really sure why. Needed to do that during gameplay. It was a little bit distracting, but here we are. Thank you, Carlton. McAvoy to Hoffman. And that will be offside.
No crazy stick lift so far this game. I was waiting for Eki. Right? Every single goal I expect a stick lift right before it. Nothing too crazy yet. Maybe Kriketsi is figuring out his strategy. Who's to say? Obviously still a lot of time left in this one.
Eki mentioned that he practiced almost exclusively with Playmaker for this tournament. They definitely did not play against players they would have had to play on their side of the bracket to qualify for Vegas. So that's why Eki and Plea already great friends as it is, but they definitely practice. More sort of like a iron sharpens iron kind of situation. They believe in each other's talents, and they say they're about 50-50 against each other. Do you believe them?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Those two guys going head to head, and we actually interviewed both of them separately. They both said they were 50-50, so we can confirm that is actually true.
We actually tried to phase Eki by saying Playmaker said that he takes the majority of the wins and he didn't believe us. He's like, no, Playmaker wouldn't say that.
I will say Eki is a very superstitious player. I remember last year we have kind of a practice station set up where they can play and get warmed up. Eki would not play anyone before the tournament began. He didn't want to give up his strategies. Today, I saw him over there, only played Plea, like you mentioned.
Kriketsi with line A, tries to take a shot, doesn't find anything. Landeskog has it behind the net. Hits the iron. Back looking for Ristolainen at the point, doesn't find him. There's Austin Matthews. Nudivara has it to Carlson. Hannafin. Zucker in a battle for Eki. Eki will win the battle. Carlson has it behind the net. To Stahl, Pominville. Back skating across the blue line, Pominville. Successfully, might I add, Zucker was at the doorstep, but a save there. Kriketsi with Price. Eki with Vasilevsky between the pipes. Little. Bounced off the puck, still has it though. Buchnevich. Down the goal line, Kriketsi. Only 1-0. 2 minutes and change left in the first period. Between the legs, pass to Pominville. Oh, Cirelli looking for Pominville, the one-timer. Again, an opportunity. You look at that and you think maybe Cirelli will take the shot, but no, the higher percentage goes to that one-timer attempt.
Yeah, he knows if he would have shot that there, puck would have just bounced off the pads, went to the corner, and probably been a dead play. That resulted in a great opportunity. Surprised he actually missed the net there. A wide open net in front, but unfortunately was not able to get it done.
We were asking Eki, we mentioned earlier about how Eki, his phone blew up and he got so many messages from people he hadn't talked to in so long after winning a championship like this on a world stage. And we asked him, do you appreciate the attention? A big stop there at the end of the first period. We'll resume this at the start of the second.
Kriketsi almost getting himself back into this game at the end of the first. A couple great chances there to even up this game, but it is still Eki on top. But Nasher, you have to say, a little more even of a period than maybe the last game that we saw between these two.
Yeah, there's been good opportunities from both players, especially at the end there. We saw Kriketsi almost make his way back into this one. Lots of open nets that have been missed on one-timers. Honestly, looking at this, it could certainly go either way, and I think towards the second and third, we will see a couple more goals go into this.
We saw Kriketsi shake his head after giving up that first goal, shaking his head at the end of that first period as well. Maybe the second will be more fortunate for him. He needs to find a way back. He's down 1-0.
Second period underway. We asked Eki, just to continue that story, whether he likes the attention or whether he doesn't like it. He wants to remain anonymous, or at least as anonymous as you can be, being a world champion. He said, no, I kind of like the attention. I don't mind it. So he's able to focus on that. And you also notice, too, like just from last year to this year, during interviews and the media, you can just tell he's a lot more polished this year.
Yeah, he's like an actual NHL player, a real-life NHL player. He's in his zone when he's playing his game. Once he gets to the post-game interviews, he does a great job of just talking through, hey, this was my strategy going into the game. This is why I did what I did. And really, he's so composed. We talked about his mental behavior. He's just the most mentally strong guy. If he's down big in this tournament, he'll bounce back. Fortunate for him, he hasn't been down once throughout this entire tournament so far.
Kriketsi looking to change that in this second period. Back to Theodore at the point. Theodore brings the puck forward to the top of the face-off circle. Will dance around to Laine, who was covering for Ristolainen, who's back into his position. Ristolainen will go beyond the goal line with the puck. Gets pinned up against the board. Still has it, though. Pinned up again. Pushes the puck to Laine. Laine collects it at the face-off circle. Landeskog chasing after it, but instead Eki will push it forward but make a line change. Nice little move there to just buy him a couple extra seconds to make that line change.
Yeah, we talk about getting pucks deep. Well, that's what he just did there. He could have, tried to circle around a bit, be more aggressive and grab the puck. You saw there as the lines popped up, his second line was completely out of energy. He put his first line up, and now he's got a chance going up the ice.
Getting pucks in deep. I've never heard that in hockey before. From any interview
to be fair,
ever.
You don't hear it in Chell very often.
Misses the net, does Kriketsi. Halfway through the first period, just about. There's Austin Matthews with the puck. Looking for Eichel with the pass, doesn't find it. Aho. Still has it in the neutral zone. To Nudivara. Nudivara spins around to Pominville. Nice pass to Demers. Back to Pominville. A little give and go. Spins around the full 360 this time. The puck scrambling in front of Price. And it'll be collected by Kriketsi. That was a poor pass. Aho collects it again. Aho still has it. To Nudivara. Back to Pominville. More puck possession by Eki. Matthews behind the net. He had a terrific wraparound goal earlier in this series. Pominville. Back to Matthews behind the net. It's almost like that's Eki's office. A nice one-timer there. Price makes the save. It's almost like that's Eki's office with Matthews in this particular tournament.
Yeah, he takes him behind the net. Obviously, Matthews a good passer, a good shooter, very good stick handling and speed as well. So he's able to really just do whatever he wants to do behind the net there and in those corners. Looks like his main strategy here is just waiting for that open one-timer. We've seen that strategy from a couple other players in this tournament. Hanselino doing the same thing, and both of these guys having a lot of success with it.
Eki looking for that lead pass. Kriketsi reading it. It'll still happen though. Aho has it. Back skates. Keeps possession. Great movement by Eki too, just to evade those defenders. Finally, Severson gets it for Kriketsi.
It's such a smart play too, because you saw he was going for a line change there. He could have tried to rush up, probably would have led to a bad opportunity if he would have turned it over. Instead, he decided, hey, I'm going to take it back. We're going to get it along the boards, take our time, and that's what resulted in the good opportunity for him.
Kriketsi wearing the colors of the Colorado Avalanche. Has 2 players on that team, Zadorov and Landeskog, but mostly has 3 Rangers. Jesper Fast, Pavel Buchnevich, and Henrik Lundqvist. Opting to play Carey Price in between the pipes. Face off in the neutral zone. A tie-up. Eki will collect. 20 seconds to go in the second period. Still 1-0 for Eki. Perhaps a tepid second period by both competitors, getting their chances, but really Eki would come out the winner just by the fact that it's still 1-0 for him.
No goals in that second period to report on, but if you're Eki now, a period away from guaranteeing your spot to Vegas, Nasher, do you change up your strategy into third, or is he the type of player that's just still going to go guns out trying to score and add to this lead?
No, I think he's going to keep on doing what he's doing. You know, there hasn't been a lot of offense from both guys. Eki, he has the ability to have a deadly offense, but also a very strong defense. And right now, he's got the defensive mode on. He's not letting anything into the zone. No good opportunities from either player in that second period, and I think we'll see a lot of the same. It could be a very low-scoring game.
If you're Kriketsi, what do you do?
He's got to get something going here. I mean, we need a little bit more creativity from him. He's kind of just playing textbook, you know, competitive hockey, which is kind of circling around, looking for those one-timers. It's not working with Eki's defense, so he's got to get more creative, maybe add a couple spins, add a couple dekes to the mix, and get something to go in.
Third period underway. I wonder if that'll include just more shots on net. It feels like Eki has 3 times the amount of shots. Don't have the stats in front of me right now, but it just feels like Eki's getting a lot more opportunities, even in this game right now, and he might be a lot more as Eki now goes on the power play.
Yep, and we're going to see now, will the center strategy pay off? Is he going to win this draw? A lot of the times you win the draw, you tie up, you have a one-timer.
Well, does collect the puck, so is able to set up here.
1 minute, 5 seconds.
Nasher, that's why we pay you the big bucks, man.
Hey, I tried. Unfortunately, not able to get the one-timer set off, but still a good opportunity nonetheless, and he has control.
Here's Eichel. Oh, what a pass. Oh, he scores. It trickles through. Carey Price can't collect it. A little fist bump for Eki, and that could be the one to send him to Vegas.
And Kriketsi never touched the puck at all on that possession. Once Eki won the draw, he had complete control. He was just looking around, waiting for that perfect opportunity, and there it is. A little bit of a lucky bounce. You saw that one bounce off the top of the pad. Goaltender tried to turn around to make the save, couldn't quite get it, and Eki, with a sigh of relief, will watch this one back.
Price was in position there, but the puck just had seeing eyes and found its way across the goal line. Eki happy with the fruits of his labor there, but really, as amount of luck as there may have been in that moment, it was really everything that led up to it, which was complete skill from Eki.
Right, winning that draw, the tie-up led to the opportunity with the one-timer. This guy's doing everything right now. Now, will he continue to press on, like Faisal mentioned? Will he sit back and maybe decide to play more defense? Only time will tell.
Eki almost had a third right there, looking for that final pass, just couldn't find it. Kriketsi needs something. 14 and change left in the third period. He is down 2 goals, needs at least 2 to push this game to extra time, to keep his hopes alive. Otherwise, the world champ will be able to defend his crown at the grand finals. What can Kriketsi do now? Domi has the puck. Domi, around, takes a shot, goes nowhere. Back comes Eki, a pass to Stone. Was telegraphing that defensive pinch, and it was met by a collision in the neutral zone. Here's Hanifin for Eki. Up to Aho. Aho evades the defender well, still has the puck, looks for McAvoy. Battle there won by Kriketsi. Here's Laine. Laine for Kriketsi. Great space movement there, creation of space, I should say. Ristolainen can't necessarily find a pass. Theodore at the point. just Eki is just such a great defensive player, Nasher. He's just able to create space like that, and that will be that's a power play. In fact, that could have been a penalty shot.
I thought we were going to see one. He made a beautiful move using L2, the back skate, faked one way, went the other, and almost had that chance, and it looks like we are going to be getting a timeout. I'm not sure who made that. It might have been Eki looking to get that first line back on the ice.
Even if Eki's not able to convert on these opportunities, he's so crafty that he's just able to draw penalties almost at will.
And every single time he has a power play, the puck's in his hands. Look at this, behind the net, just sitting here, especially now that he has a 2-0 lead. He's going to take what he can get.
And look at that, make it a 3-goal.
There it is, fixed in the hair from Eki. Wow, another good one-timer goal. This guy, he's not making any mistakes. This is picture-perfect Chell.
This might be the greatest power play prowess that we have ever seen in competitive Chell. Just the way that he dominating every single power play opportunity. In this series in particular, the way that he is possessing the puck and doing whatever he wants. I mean, this is a clinic.
Yeah, and it's directly from the face-off to the goal. Every single aspect, it's timed out. He's looking for that good opportunity, and fortunate enough, it's working out for him. I believe he has only not scored on a power play one time this entire tournament. Unbelievable.
Kriketsi has 5 minutes and change to salvage what is left of his tournament right now. He needs to push hard. He's got Crosby to Kane. What can he do here? Kane has the puck, inching closer towards the net. To Laine. Can't get the shot off. Matthews playing great defense here in this game as well. Here's Kane for Kriketsi. Still possessing the puck in the offensive zone, but only 3 minutes and 45 seconds to go. To Laine. Laine to Crosby. Vasilevsky makes the stop. 3 minutes to go in the third. 3-0 Eki. Eki, minutes away from a second trip to Vegas. McDonough for Kriketsi. To Burns. To Domi. Back to Burns. To McDonough. A shot saved. Landeskog with the bullet. Nothing there. Matthews, Hannafin, a minute left to go. And just as so many predicted, the world champion, all eyes on him, said, I don't mind. That's just more attention for me to show how great I am at this game. He actually lost the first NHL 19 game he played. But it didn't matter because we're booking the ticket right now. The NHL's travel department literally had everything set up and is just going to press enter in about 23 seconds. Because Eki will have the opportunity to make that 15.5-hour flight again from Helsinki to Las Vegas as the returning champion to say, I will be a two-time champ. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is an impressive feat.
Start fitting the suit.
It's going to be a long plane ride to Vegas. We say goodbye to Kriketsi. A valiant effort, but Eki just too dominant again. Nasher, no surprise.
Unbelievable. The power play ended up being the difference maker in this game. Eki's play, perfect. Every single aspect about it, from the face-off to the final goal. Every single time he had a good opportunity, he buried it. Obviously didn't get too aggressive towards the end there. He had a 2-0 lead and just decided to hold on to it.
You mentioned the power play and how dominant it was. You mentioned before that second goal, hey, if he gets a tie up on that face-off, gets the puck, it could be dangerous for him and could be a problem for Kriketsi. We saw it twice in that period and towards the end of that game there. Simply dominant when he's got the puck with the man up, right?
Yeah, I mean, he didn't even have to worry about setting up a breakout or anything on the other end. It was a tie-up off the draw immediately after the power play, and that led to a goal twice. I mean, what else can you do in a situation like that? That's just picture-perfect hockey.
You heard Arda call the game. Let's show you what went down in Game 2 between Eki and Kriketsi. A chance to go to Vegas on the line for the reigning world champion. He took Arda full advantage.
One thing I want to ask the players, especially playing against Eki at this level, is when Eki takes the lead, how much does that weigh on you mentally? Just the fact that, yeah, you are one of the best players. Kriketsi is one of the best players in Europe this year. Do not take anything away from his accomplishment. To have moved on to the semifinals of this tournament in a year of practice is incredible, right? We have to give Kriketsi credit here. But when you're playing the world champion and you're down by a goal, by 2 goals, by 3 goals, just the fact that you're playing Eki, the world champion, it almost feels like the weight of the world is on your shoulders at that point. As we look at the bracket.
And you know that he's thinking to himself, hey, I got to do something here. I got to change things up. That's when he started to take the penalties. It's an endless cycle. We see Eki moving on to Vegas. He's going to be taking on either Hanselino or Plee there from that bottom bracket. And wow, that is going to be quite the matchup.
All right, let's hear what he has to say. Let's head on over to Carly, standing by with the reigning world champ in the Honda Road to the finals area.
Thanks, guys. That's right. I'm here with Eki, who just won his next series of semifinals. You're going to Las Vegas again. How do you feel?
Of course, very good. This is what I've been practicing for the whole year, so of course it feels very good to get rewarded.
So your next series is going to be against either your best friend Playmaker or someone who you said has the best team of the tournament, Hanselino. What's it going to take to get that win?
I think this is going to be the toughest matchup. These were the 2 guys I expected to be the toughest ones here, so let's see. I will do my best.
How important is it to you to win the next series and get that Final Four spot in Las Vegas?
Of course, it's very huge, but this was my main goal, just to make it to Vegas again, so I'm happy with this, so I can play pretty relaxed then.
Well, congrats on making your way to Las Vegas again, and good luck in the next series. Thanks again, Eki.
All right, thank you very much, Carly. Yeah, we heard from Eki there, a little more looser maybe in that final. The weight is off his shoulders because he's going to Vegas, but there's still some incentive to play for.
Yeah, not too relaxed, I hope, because you're still playing for $5,000, and not only that, you're playing to be guaranteed a spot in the Final Four. Remember, those second-place competitors from Europe, from Canada, and the United States have to play each other in a play-in for that final 4th spot. If you're in first place, you automatically make it. So, of course, there's incentive. Of course, Eki should be taking it seriously. I'm sure he is, but, I mean, what a matchup, right? Playmaker and Hanselino, are you kidding me? So he's going to have to face one of those 2 in the finals? Whew.